Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about this Royal Oak Offshore Chronograph, reference number 26405CE.OO.A002CA.02. I'll be going over the case, the dial, the bezel, crown functions, as well as these pushers, the overall construction, obviously, the movement, and I'll be giving my thoughts on all of these features throughout this video, including that of this strap and this buckle. Alright, so starting off with this case, we do have the standard 44mm case size from finger to thumb. That's the 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock position, or 10 to 4, same distance, same diameter for the 44mm. You have the full titanium case back with the ceramic body and ceramic bezel, as you can see on the very front. All right, so when it comes to the overall appearance, all black, entirely blacked out. This one, a nice satin finish as well, going along the sides of this case. Nice high polish on the what would you call these tiny bevels here on the corners. All right, as you can see, sort of accenting the edges of this case, going back to a satin brush finishing from the top to the bottom. All right, as well as the satin brush finishing sort of being echoed on the front of this bezel as well, with the high polish of the bezel along its first bevel as well. All right, and as you can see, this one, an Audemars Piguet, obviously, due to the hexagonal screws, 8 of them on the front of this bezel, and with all of their slots sort of facing in a circular direction, sort of following that Gestalt visual perception principle of closure, wherein, you know, a number of elements arranged in such a way create a shape in their own. So here, these slots and these screws create a circle without actually making a literal circle. All right, very, very well done and very well thought out from Audemars Piguet there. All right, now taking a look at this dial, we do have, well, basically the same sort of compositional makeup that you would see in any Royal Oak Offshore chronograph. All right, so you do have the shorter index markers than you would find on a regular Royal Oak, and also you have the tachymeter built into the inner bezel there. So basically you can just simply press, you know, your chronograph button and it would just start and it would go. And based on your units of measurement, depending on your distance, for example, distance covered between 2 markers, miles or kilometers, that would tell you sort of your average speed over that general interval, you know, and the like. Now, when it comes to the overall appearance here, you do have the mega tapisserie pattern as you would typically find on a Royal Oak Offshore. You have the 3 subdial layout here with the small seconds at the 12 o'clock, 12 hours, and 30-minute chronograph subdials. Center mounted chronograph hand, the small seconds is of course offset at the 12 o'clock. You have the Royal Oak hands, all of this in 18 karat rose gold, I believe. And also the gold markings here allow it to prevent it from tarnishing over time. All right, and it actually fits in with the overall color scheme here, because when you have the overall black color, the gold actually does stand out quite a bit. And my camera's having a hard time focusing, sorry about that. Okay, so the gold stands out quite a bit. It gives you basically as close to maximum contrast as possible. That makes it very easy to read, very easy to see. All right, and speaking of which, you can also turn out the lights here and you'll see that it does glow quite brilliantly, so you can still tell the time in low light situations. As you can see, the hands and the hour marks are all lit up very nicely. The double hash mark obviously for the 12 o'clock position, so you know which side's up. At the 3 o'clock side, you do have the date aperture, very nicely and easy to read as well, with the sort of orange gold look to that number as well, so it fits in with the overall color scheme here. And as I was saying, the gold laid on top of black gives it a very interesting, elegant sense of class and status. And it's something that you don't really see with the other two models within this line, the full blue and the full green, sort of like, or rather the smoked blue and smoked green with the Arabic numeral layout versions. You can see those on our website as well, jazztime.com, and you can purchase those as well. I did a review on the green one, so you can find it here on YouTube as well. You can see how that one looks in comparison to this one. This one, it does have the index hour marks instead of the Arabic numerals, so it does have a bit more space on the dial, more real estate on the dial. It gives it a better sense of breathing room, and overall the general design principle of white space comes together here very nicely. And interestingly enough, these subdials as well as that chronograph hand, everything related to chronograph functions has a blue tip to their hands, or fully encompassing the hands themselves. I'm not sure exactly why they chose blue here, but blue does sort of match that sort of complementary color scheme of, against the yellow or the orange here, or the perceived orange colors of this red gold. So in that sense, very, very good choice from Audemars Piguet to use blue here, because complementary color schemes are incredibly strong. Gives you a very high and a very good sense of contrast. So you can very well easily tell the difference, between the chronograph functions and the basic time functions of this watch. Speaking of the functions of this watch, basically it's all controlled with the crown, at least when it comes to the basic timekeeping, right? So simply unwind the watch, unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position. This allows you to wind the watch at the base position. So if you're at a dead stop, about 20 to 30 full winds is all you need to get to the full power reserve. Nice and easy there. All right, pull the crown out to, well, let me move the minute hand out of the way a little bit. Pull the crown out to the next position. This allows you to adjust the date quick set. All right, as you can see, it's about a quarter turn-ish to advance the date by 1. And with the large crown guards here in titanium, it actually feels good. It makes sense as to the distance, the sort of throw of this winding crown, so that, basically whenever you move the crown far enough, such that you're not actually grinding your fingers against these crown guards, just comfortably enough, it actually advances the date by 1 nicely and comfortably. All right, and if you find yourself on, say, the 30th of a month, you can just simply wind it once, and there you go. Wait for the hour hand to roll past midnight, and you'll be on the 1st of the next month, nicely and easily. All right, pull the crown out to the final position. Note that the seconds hand does in fact stop, so you do have that control of the timekeeping ability here. So you can then adjust the minute hand and place it precisely wherever it needs to go. Synchronize it up to an atomic clock, and press the crown back in, start up that seconds hand, and screw that crown tightly back against the case to ensure the water resistance. Speaking of which, the water resistance for this watch is 100 meters below sea level, or 330 feet. So you do have that sense of security. You can use this for surface swimming. You can use this for most sports applications. Just don't go deep sea diving with this. You'll be just fine. All right. So, and also taking a look at these crowns, or sorry, the pushers for the chronograph, you have ceramic pushers themselves. These are elongated, sort of rectangular sort of pusher, upgraded from the sort of rounded pushers from rubber to ceramic, and now a full, a large pusher. It feels good to press down, all right, within the sort of titanium push guards here. All right, and it's a very nice crispy feel. And there's no sort of weird stuttering, no weird slowdowns. It's just nice and crisp, and starts up that chronograph hand nicely and easily. All right. And when it comes to the rest of the chronograph functions, you can simply just press the top chronograph pusher to start it, press it again to stop it. All right. And once it's stopped, you can press the bottom pusher to reset the center mounted chronograph hand, as well as the 30-minute dial and the 12-hour dial. And should you so desire, you can actually use the center mounted chronograph hand as a large center mounted seconds hand as well, thanks to the vertical clutch on the inside of the movement. All right, so speaking of which, the movement is the 3126/3840 made in-house by Audemars Piguet. All right, so as you can see, it's not that large, but it does sort of fit within the encompassed sort of case back here, the titanium with the nice glare-proof sapphire crystal covering and protecting the movement very nicely. It has the chronograph, hours, minutes, and small seconds with the date functions. Please focus. All right, there we go. All right, and you also have the full self-winding mechanism with that ceramic rotor on the inside that gives it a basically, it allows you to wind the watch just simply by wearing it. It has a frequency rating of 3 Hertz or 21,600 vibrations per hour, has a total diameter of 29.92 millimeters. So basically, whatever you can see here, that's all you basically have that's running this nice chunker, this big boy. All of this function within this, well, tiny little movement actually. Very, very well done from Audemars Piguet there. It has 59 joules, 365 total parts with a total power reserve of 50 hours. So that means you can basically wear this every other day. But you know, given its overall construction, ceramic with the titanium case back and the titanium push, well, not the pushers themselves, but the guards and the crown guards, as well as this buckle, all titanium. You can wear this basically every day. It has the strength of steel and sort of the scratch resistance that you can find from ceramic as well on the front, you know, and in the case overall. So if you wanted to, you could wear this every day. If you wanted to, you can also set this down every other day. No need to wind the watch manually. You can just simply wear it on your wrist for the full day and it'll wind up to the full power reserve. Nice and easy there. All right, so now taking a look at the overall framing of this watch. Now, you're probably not going to get a lot of that because, well, the rubber strap here integrated into the lugs, as you can see with the titanium intermediate links there, sort of bends downward when you look at it, and or when you even hold it or, you know, put it on your wrist. That sort of downward you know, bend allows it to, would you like to focus? Okay, that sort of downward curvature does allow it to, you know, grip the wrist a little bit better, and it's certainly made for people, well, it's not really made for, you know, people with gigantic, absolutely gigantic wrists, but I mean, you know, like inhumanly gigantic. I mean, like, it's not really made for an elephant's foot, but it's more for, you know, a natural human wrist, up to, you know, basically the maximum sizes, up to, you know, 8.5 or even larger circumference wrists. So again, full rubber straps here with the titanium buckle with the sort of satin brush finishing that you would find on the case as well, with the AP logo nicely sandblasted in there, nicely centered as well, that letter form sort of look there, giving it a very nice, elegant look. All right. And thanks to the sort of the strap system here, you do have the ability to size this on the fly. So if your wrist does swell throughout the day, you can adjust the sizing of this watch nicely and easily on the fly as you'd like. All right, so while I'm here, I can actually try it on as well, give you my thoughts as to how it wears on my wrist, at least 7 inches in circumference, thereabouts. All right, so if you have a wrist 7 inches in circumference, I would still recommend this watch because it does fit me rather nicely, even on the smallest, the closest loop to, you know, the very top of the strap here. And certainly, you know, I can't really go any lower than this. You'll probably have to get a custom strap made for you if you have a wrist smaller than mine. So keep that in mind when you're shopping around. But, you know, when you're getting a watch like this, you're getting it for the status, not just that, but also the wrist presence, because this is absolutely huge. It's a chunker on the wrist. Again, 44 millimeters in case size. It's a 14.4 millimeter thickness overall. So, you know, it's not going to slide under a suit cuff. It's not going to be, you know, nice and stealthy, even though it is all black. You know, it's not going to slide into small spaces all that easily. It's there for the wrist presence, and quite elegantly so. All right, taking a look at it down the wrist here. On my wrist, a little bit of space beneath these lugs gives it a good sense of venting for the wrist, so I can continue to wear this throughout the day, no problem. And thanks to the overall titanium construction, well, the titanium construction of the buckle and the case back with the ceramic body and bezel, that means that I can actually wear this basically all day because this is incredibly light. It's one of the lightest watches that I've ever had on my wrist, especially for its size. Even, you know, watches 36 millimeters in steel are actually heavier than this, or at least perceptually so. That's what it feels like, at least to me. And looking at it face on, well, you can't deny that it looks good because it just looks plain good. It looks awesome, and you know, the gold accents here, or the gold colors here, sort of act as an accent set of colors to sort of bring out the black even more. So, you know, really gives it that sort of stealthy visual look, but the overall wrist presence still remains on this Royal Oak Offshore, all right? So certainly something I would wear very nicely, and I really consider this to be probably it would be my go-to for an offshore if I actually wore watches this large, but hey, you know, to each their own. And certainly, if you have any thoughts on this watch, let us know down in the comments below what you think about this Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore, the 26405CE. This one entirely in black with the gold sort of accents to it. Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our website at jazztime.com. Links in the description below where you can get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.